Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Athletics and Wellness Center on the campus of Earlham College as we bring you Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference basketball. And this afternoon, the Quakers still looking for that first win. They come in at 0-12 on the season. They'll take on the Panthers of Hanover, coming in at 5-6. I'm Troy Nargowski, and welcome to the Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show. Quakers just cannot seem to put four solid quarters together so far this season. It happened to them again just a couple of days ago against Transylvania. They lost that contest by a final of 73-54. They'll try to turn it around here today. Not that it's a must-win. In all these games now for the Quakers, almost in that category of a must-win situation. But they go on the road now after today in 4 out of their next 5 games, and that's going to be a tough road trip for a squad that is as young as this Earlham team is. When we come back in a couple of moments in the Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show, we'll hear from head coach Janelle Iden, talk about their last game against Transylvania, and what to expect today against a Hanover team that is very young as well. That's coming up next. This is Earlham Women's Basketball right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Wish me luck, wish me luck. We've all said it. Thing is, life doesn't run on luck. For most people, it takes careful planning. A lot more than, say, crossing your fingers or toes. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Because as your life changes, your life insurance coverage should do the same. And when it comes to your coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shear.
Coach, this has been a busy week for you guys. You come off a game just a couple of days ago, and that's what happens in conference play. But I want to go back to that game, and you did, like you said to me before we started the interview, you had to pick your poison. You took away the three, and then they got you inside. Talk a little bit about just trying to make those adjustments and survive what they did to you inside. Because it was, like you said to me a little bit ago, it wasn't that they had a great game inside, but enough to pick up the win.
Yeah, it's face cuts, and that's really what it all comes down to. Post did not jump into the help lane and put their hands up in the face, in the passing lane, and then she would cut in front of the face. And it just put them out of position in terms of the fouling that happened, or, she got an easier shot. But, yeah, you had to pick your poison. Sucked because they were a very good outside shooting team, and we held them definitely in check on the outside. I was very proud of them on the outside, and we did a lot of things well. It was just, come down to a couple things. And like I said, we sent her to the free throw line particularly, I think, 10 times that game. And, those are the things that got to clean up. And if we cut back on that, then it might be a different ball game. And we made a couple more shots that we definitely missed some easy shots. And I counted 14 around the rim that were easy. That's 28 points. That's just a different ball game. It's just a different ball game. So that's the difference right now.
I didn't know it was that many. I mean, I knew it was a lot, but I didn't know it was that many. What goes through your mind, and I kind of think about this as just an observer, when you see a missed shot like that is so close, and what goes through your mind as a head coach? Do you get kind of aggravated? Do you get frustrated, and how do you overcome that?
I'm more sad than I am aggravated or frustrated. I'm like, dang it, and they're working hard. I mean, and all I can do is, put them in a position. As a coach, I can't go out there and physically make it, but put them in a position to have the opportunity to put the ball in the hoop. And, I analyze a lot. Is the offense putting them in a position to score? And if it's not, that's on me. And checking. And when, I saw all those shots around the rim, I'm like, there's a few maybe a little contested, but you should be able to make them. And all I can do and all we can do as a team is just keep practicing and working on that, and that's been the emphasis the last couple of practices, and not like we've not been emphasizing that to this point, but confidence making it around the rim.
I've got to kind of relate on that a little bit more if I can. You said something which is true, is you can't get out there and make shots for them. You put them in positions to give them the best chance to be successful. From that standpoint, when you do something like that and people say, well, why aren't you winning games or why aren't you doing this? But it's more complex than that, isn't it? I mean, all these pieces have to fit together and everything has to work in unison in order to win basketball games, because it's never easy, like you said earlier.
Yeah, basketball is very complex. There's a lot of different aspects of it, and it can come down to a couple of things. And like one example was Hannah played really good on-ball defense one possession, and Zoe Curtis did a really good job putting pressure on 30 extend from the hoop, and 30 went to reverse and she made an errant pass. It wasn't necessarily, it was because we made pressure from him from one end. And it's little things like that. And like I said, the reason Cox had a decent inside game out the other night is simply we didn't jump into the passing lane quick enough. Like, maybe it was a little delayed, or we, for a split second in, or didn't have an arm up. And just like in basketball, it really just is one small thing. And a good team will take advantage of that. And some of them, especially younger ones, still teaching them, like, you can't get away with, our margin of error is a lot smaller now than it was in high school, and that's a big difference in the game. And it just comes down to a lot of complexities. And like I said before, it's a lot of things are getting there, and I think I told you on air one at a time, I think we have a lot of pieces this year, and it's a little harder to put a puzzle together to have a little bit more pieces, and still trying to kind of piece that together, because one game we do one piece right and maybe let another piece go, and that's where we still got to try to figure that out.
How are your freshmen holding up, knowing they've gone through the rigors the first time of playing college basketball, and now you've gone through finals, and now you're back, and your routine's a little bit different? Are they holding up physically and mentally right now?
Well, we're not back in school yet, so we're still on Christmas break. But, no, I've been proud of them. I had a few of them talk to me, like, we know it's a process and it's a journey, and it's not, going to be quick and instantaneous. And the freshmen particularly, we offer a pre-practice every practice, and Coach Miller and I are here an hour before, and they're consistently the people that are here. And I wish the upperclassmen were a little more on board, and I try to praise them for doing that. It's not meaning they're perfect. It doesn't mean they play a lot of minutes or anything, but they're trying to get better. And a few freshmen come and watch film with me, or I know one particular freshman watches your radio cast right afterwards, after every game. So those are all things that futuristically that are hopeful, and I would like the upperclassmen to kind of join on board, still trying to work on pulling them into that kind of realm. But I think they got a good head on their shoulders. Are they frustrated at times? Yeah, but I just gotta keep reminding them it's a process, and they're here to help change the culture in the long run.
Talk about Hanover. What do you expect today? You mentioned before we started the interview that they're relatively young like you guys are, and sometimes that can be unpredictable. What do you expect today?
Yeah, it might be unpredictable. They will pressure a lot. We will have to handle the press as they normally do. Now, they backed off of it recently in recent games, and I know last year they had a tendency, if we broke it a few times, to kind of abandon it, so I'll be curious to see if he does that again today or not. But they're very jumpy on D. They're very active, but sometimes they're very undisciplined on defense. So we need to try to take advantage of them. In that regard, we do need to hit some shots. They will play a 3-2 zone at times, and everybody's zoning us now. So we got to be able to hit some shots. Trying to get a little bit of look on the inside. It's really hard to get looks on the inside when they're packing it in. It's more difficult, but we need to knock down the shots when they're there. And rebounding is going to be key today, and keeping them off the free throw line.
I wanted to ask you about Hannah, because she's still kind of struggling a little bit right now. Is she putting a little pressure on herself? Because, one time she's at 18 points a game. She's dropped down to 12 and under. Is she kind of pushing it a little bit, or how's the ankle right now?
I think her ankle's a lot better. The shot still maybe is missed. I think she was 0 for 7 in the first half the other day, and we needed her to hit a few of those shots as well. But I would say overall, yeah, early in the season when she was in the 20s, nobody else was doing anything. So I think it's a lot better. She really shouldn't be much over 13 points a game. I think that's where her natural average should be. But yeah, I think we needed to knock down some of those shots that are Hannah Franklin style shots.
All right, Coach, good luck today.
Thanks.
Well, there you have it. Janelle Iden talking about her ball club, and the one thing about it, turnovers and playing a complete game. The Quakers will certainly need to do that today against a Hanover team that comes in at 5-7 overall. And by the way, that 5-7 record, I should say, is a little bit misleading. We're one win off, or I should say one loss off on the graphic you see on your screen. They actually come in at 5-7 overall, 3-2. In the HCAC. They did not include the statistics of their last game in their packet, so we're just one game off, so they're actually 5-7 coming into this one here tonight or this afternoon. A doubleheader, by the way, here at the Athletics and Wellness Center. Let me point out one other thing about Hanover coming into this one here today. They're going to score points. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. Averaging 68.4 points per game. That's good enough for third in the HCAC, but defensively, their numbers are worse than the Quakers coming in. The Quakers giving up nearly 73 per game, and Hanover giving up 76. The Quakers have had a difficult time scoring. They're hoping with the defense they'll face here today, they'll be able to put some points on the board, but watch, they will also press. And one thing the Quakers will have to do coming to this one here this afternoon is take care of the basketball. We'll come back once again. This has been the Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show. We'll come back, get you the starters and the tip-off coming up in just a couple of moments. This is Earlham Women's Basketball right here in Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Hi, this is Troy Darengowski of Radio Troy Digital Sports. There are plenty of places for me to get lunch or dinner, but there's only one Mancino's. In fact, I was just there for lunch the other day and had a delicious pizza grinder. That's just one of many choices I can get at Mancino's. How about a fresh salad? Several varieties of pasta, Mancino's Lights, or perhaps even an oven-baked spaghetti, or maybe a pepperoni pizza. So when you're looking for a great lunch or dinner, make sure you choose Mancino's, 217 National Road West in Richmond.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you're born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shear.
Maybe you haven't heard, but there's a place in Richmond's Depot District that's better than being home. Little Sheba's is a lot like the bar in that 80s TV show Cheers. You know, where everybody knows your name. Come on down after the game on Fridays and join us for pizza. We're here till 11. Or grab some of your friends and try out a game of live trivia Thursday nights at 6:30. If you love live music, Little Sheba's features some of the very best every weekend. Where else are you going to find this kind of variety, along with some of the best food and friends in town? Little Sheba's in Richmond's Depot District. It really is better than being home.
For over a century, Richmond Power and Light has been providing safe, reliable energy to the citizens and businesses of Richmond and the surrounding area. Through their dedicated and talented employees, Richmond Power and Light is advancing their tradition of exceptional service through new technology, training, and efficiency in everything they do. For more information on Richmond Power and Light, go to their website at rp-l.com. Richmond Power and Light. Together, we make powerful partners.
There's only one place to go on the World Wide Web to find the best automotive deals. Wetzelauto.com. One of the area's largest inventories all in one spot. Wetzelauto.com. Here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Wetzelauto.com. New and used vehicles, service, parts, body shop, and rental. Plus, value your trade. It's easy to navigate. It's convenient. Wetzelauto.com. It's clickin' awesome.
Are new cabinets on your wish list? Visit the new Georgia Direct showroom and see the great variety of cabinets on display in a modern setting. Georgia Direct carries quality craft-made one cabinets, and the new showroom has plenty of styles and colors on display. In Richmond, craft-made one is only available at Georgia Direct, where the designers are always on hand to help create a custom kitchen for your home. Visit Georgia Direct's new showroom on 40 East, next to Red Lobster. You'll love what you see, and you'll love the showroom.
We're back once again here at the Athletics and Wellness Center, the campus of Earlham College. It's the Panthers and the Quakers. Here's how they're scheduled to line up here tonight. First off for Hanover, at guard, a 5'4" sophomore out of Wabash, Claire Cromer. Cromer wearing number 2. Also at forward, number 20, Alexis Nall. Nall is a 5'10" freshman out of Mount Vernon, Indiana. At guard, Brooke Todd, a 5'5" freshman out of Vevey, Indiana, averaging 5.8 points per game. Brooke Todd wearing number 21. Malia Motter, 5'10" and a freshman, averaging 8.7 points and 6.9 rebounds out of Danville, Indiana. She wears number 23. And Allison Nash, a 5'7" junior, averaging 10.6 points per game out of Speedway, Indiana. She wears number 30. Allison Nash getting the start as well. Head coach John Jones in his second year at Hanover. So again, it'll be Cromer, Nall, Todd, Motter, and Nash. For the Quakers this afternoon, they're scheduled to go with Lexi McFarland, a 5'2" freshman out of Memphis, Indiana. She wears number 3. Ashley Meadows, a 5'7" sophomore out of San Antonio, Texas, wearing number 24, getting the start. Shannon Pittman, a 5'11" freshman out of Lyons, Indiana, averaging 10.3 points per game. She wears number 25. Hannah Franklin is a 5'5" senior out of Lynn, Indiana, averaging 12.1 points per game. She wears number 30. Hannah Franklin getting the start for the Quakers. And Maya Looney, 5'10" and a senior out of Brandenburg, Kentucky, averaging 4.4 points, 5.8 rebounds, wearing number 42. Maya Looney getting the start for the Quakers as well. So again, for Earlham, it'll be McFarland, Meadows, Pittman, Franklin, and Looney, the same starting five they went with against Transylvania just a couple of days ago. So here we go. Hanover will be in their traveling red. The Quakers will be in their home whites. By the way, these two teams coming together here this afternoon. Last year, both won at home. They split the two games. Hanover came from behind to beat Earlham 80-78. Quakers knocked off the Panthers 85-73. It was their first win over the Panthers since December of 2005, and that win last year. So it had been a long, long time since they beat Hanover up until last season. So here we go. Panthers will attack right to left. Quakers again with Maya Looney in the middle. And the tip will be won by Hanover. They're going to say, let's jump it again, or will we take it out of bounds? And it'll be Earlham basketball, touched 2 times by the post player Lexus Nall. And the rules say you just can't do that, so it'll be Quaker basketball. So let's see how the Quakers do here just from a standpoint of consistency here this afternoon. I'm talking about playing 4 solid quarters of basketball on both ends and taking care of the basketball. That is Pittman. Got double teamed, gets to her knees and gets it inside to Looney, and Looney scores the first 2 points of the ball game, and that's big. If you can get Maya Looney going, you have a chance to win. And if you score, you'll keep Hanover from pressing you as much as they want to here this afternoon. That is Nall out front. Hanover still with 14 on the shot clock. Good look at Motter, three-pointer, no good. And the rebound by Pittman, and Pittman out on the dribble. Now be careful and try to get it to your ball handlers. Inside to Meadows. Meadows, 8 points in the opening quarter against Transylvania, and then cooled off the rest of the way, but was still named our player of the game. Here's Franklin. Boy, Franklin's struggling in the shooting department since that ankle injury. Missed with a left-hand layup and rebounded inside by Nall. It'll be Hanover basketball as we head the other way. 2-0 early, just underway here in the opening period of play. Brooke Todd with a dribble and the drive with a right-hand shot good. Brooke Todd will tie this ball game up at 2 apiece. By the way, there is not other than one player. Here's Hannah Franklin with a short jumper, no good. There's just one player in double figures for this Hanover team. That is Allison Nash, averaging 11.4. That is the only double-figure score. Neither team really scores a ton so far in this season. It'll be Hanover basketball once again. The drive with the left hand, throwing up a wild shot as Alexis Nall. The rebound put back good inside by Motter. And the Quakers now trail this one 4-2. Got to rebound the basketball. The Quakers didn't do it in that possession. And here's a reaching foul. Maybe Claire Cromer, the sophomore out of Wabash, Indiana. It'll be Brooke Todd instead, so Todd will pick up her first. Team foul number 1. And now the one official coming over to talk to the trailing official. I'm not sure exactly what this is about. Both teams will get together, you see right there, but now the official will go to the scores table. Very rare that you would see. In fact, they're going to go talk with Mitch Blancaspor, the sports information director, and now what do we got? There must be something, either one of the photographers in the end zone or something. I don't know if they got a flash or what it is, but they're going to talk to the photographers. Unusual. Quaker basketball. And there's a turnover. Maya Looney trying to go opposite side to Shannon Pittman. Quakers turn it over for the first time. Now, that's a turnover right there that you're hoping doesn't happen very often, because that's an unforced error, and you want to make the defense work. If they're going to get a turnover out of it, make them work for it. Looney got a hand on it. It'll still be Hanover basketball. That ball knocked out of bounds. Looney coming back after being out of position. Alexis Nall would have had an easy layup if Maya doesn't come back to knock that one out of bounds. 7:47 to go. There's an inbound pass, and the layup good. Layup by Katie Hartman. Hartman in the ball game for Hanover. Back the other way is Pittman. Layup good, Pittman. Nice job by Pittman, the freshman, for the Quakers. And once again, Hanover quickly pushing the ball the other way, and they'll turn it over. That'll be their first turnover. By the way, Shannon Pittman out of Lyons, Indiana, 5'11 freshman out of White River Valley High School. 6'4". Now we got another stoppage of play as we wait for Ashley Meadows to tie her shoe. So once again, Quakers facing the press. Here's McFarland. McFarland bouncing inside to Meadows. That'll be a kick basketball. Take your pick. Looked like it might have been Claire Cromer who got a leg on it first. And the Quakers will inbound on the baseline with 22 seconds remaining here in the opening period of play. This is McFarland. Gets the high screen from Looney. Looney had the size inside to finally get it to her, and she turns and travels with it. There were 4 red jerseys around Maya Looney by the time that she got a hold of the basketball, and the pass was a little bit too late. Quakers will press themselves, try to force the tempo. Now they got to get back on defense. They do not. Layup good at the other end. And give that basket to Alexis Nall. That'll be her first 2, and the Quakers now trail at 8-4. If you're going to press, you need transition defense. Looney out on the high post. Here's Pittman at the elbow. Bypasses the screen, drives, layup off the front of the rim. Pittman gets it back and can't get that one to go. Battle for the rebound, and Hanover comes out with it. Panthers heading the other way. Here's Nall across the timeline. They'll give it up now to Hartman, and Hartman will reset things out front. Todd on the right elbow. Now with the left hand, back out front to Nall. Three-pointer way short off the front of the rim. Pittman with a rebound, almost travels with it. Nope, they say that will be a travel. So that'll be the third turnover now for the Quakers. 6:18 remaining here in the quarter, and we'll see a change. Quakers will bring in Sylvia Barnes. So Barnes checking in, a change here for Hanover as well. Maybe Kristen Mills coming in number 1. Wait till she turns. We'll get a number. Allison Nash checking into the lineup as well for Hanover, wearing number 30. I promise you'll get, it is going to be Kristen Mills coming in. There's another inbound play, and they've scored twice off that inbound. Give the basket to Allison Nash, and the Quakers now down in this one 10-4. Just over 6 minutes remaining here in period 1. That's 2 times now. Quakers giving up the inbound for a bucket. Franklin stops, goes now to Barnes. Barnes looking for an opening, bypasses the screen, the drive with the left hand, shot blocked inside. Hanover basketball. Here come the Panthers once again. Lead pass will find Nash. Nash will kick it back outside. And the travel, nope, we're going to have a blocking foul as Motter drives, and we have a foul called inside against the Quakers. That'll be Sylvia Barnes, and the Quakers are going to get a timeout. We have our first timeout of the ball game. We'll take a timeout as well. 5:44 remaining in the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers trail this one by 6.
Summit Computers in Richmond is a full-service computer manufacturing and support company founded in 1997. They partner with businesses and individuals to provide computer systems, hardware, service, support, and design services. They also provide web hosting, high-speed wireless internet, network design, and much, much more. Summit Computers, the official provider of RadioTroy.com.
Quakers get a timeout, 5:44 remaining here in the opening period. A good timeout there for the Quakers, just trying to settle this team down a little bit. They've had a struggle on the inbound defensively. Maya Flynn is now checked in for the Quakers. So Flynn getting her first action as Hanover working the half court. Here's Mills. They're looking inside to Motter, nothing there. Here's Todd on the drive. Ball loose, Motter spins, and Looney may have gotten away with a foul right there, and they're going to call an offense. Oh, take that back. That'll be a rebounding foul. That'll go against Allison Nash, and that'll be her first. Second team foul now called against Hanover. And here's McFarland. Quakers so far, boy, they had a good first quarter against Transylvania. They had one bad quarter, and it really cost them the ball game. They've got to put four together. Here's McFarland for three, good, and that's exactly what they need out of McFarland. First three-pointer for the Quakers. That is her first points. And the Quakers now down in this one, 10-7. Ball goes out of bounds. Turnover by Hanover. Panthers turn it over for just the second time. Coming out of the ball game will be Brooke Todd. And checking into the lineup will be, looks like it's number 3, which will be Macy Walker. Macy Walker coming into the ball game for the first time out of Decatur Central High School. Just a sophomore. Again, this is a young Hanover team and a young Earlham team. Here's Franklin on the drive, and the basket is good, and she's fouled. Hannah is looking to get her game back where it was before she had the ankle injury before the Christmas break, and really hasn't played the same since, but they're hoping maybe today this will be her breakout game once again. The free throw is good. Her shooting has not been where it generally is. We're tied at 10 apiece. Three-point play completed by Hannah Franklin. Here's Walker with the basketball. Hartman on the right elbow. They're looking to post up underneath. Looks like Nash is there. Here's a three-pointer off the back of the iron and an offensive rebound by Hartman. So once again, another three. This one is deep from three, no good. And there's another rebound, this time Walker for Hanover. So the Quakers are not able to rebound inside. The drive by Hartman, no good. And yet another offensive board. Quakers getting beat badly at the board, and here's a foul call against Earlham. We'll go to the line. And the Quakers are going to make a change. Pittman, I think, is going to come back in. We're also going to see Shania Feathers come in for the first time. 3 offensive boards in a row for the Panthers. And we'll go to the free throw line. That is going to be the second team foul against the Quakers, and that shot way short by Allison Nash. She'll be back in for number 2. So Feathers is in, as we'd mentioned, and Pittman coming back in. Looney coming out of the ball game for the Quakers, and also coming back in out of the lineup will be Lexi McFarland. Second free throw is on the way and good. So 1 of 2 for Hanover. They now lead at 11-10, and there's a foul in the backcourt. They may get Macy Walker. Nope, it's going to be Mills on the foul, not Walker. 4:08 remaining here in the opening quarter. Quakers down by 1. Now they have Franklin at the point. Here's Feathers. Feathers takes it inside on the baseline, kicks it back out, and throws it away. The problem with that play right there is you got yourself caught underneath the basket, and your angle to pass it back out was not good. Feathers going to take that ball in there like that. She better either just shoot it or clear it out completely and take it on the drive, not pick up her dribble. Here's Hartman. Short jumper off the glass, missed. And another rebound put back good by Hartman. And the Quakers getting killed on the offensive boards here in the first half. 13-10. Quakers down by 3, and Franklin guilty of a travel. That is now 5 turnovers for the Quakers. Franklin's going to come out. We'll see Cameron White come in. And also coming in for the Quakers will be McFarland. So Barnes and Franklin will sit down. We just talked about that in the pregame moments ago. The Quakers have got to find a way to take care of the basketball here today. And right now, their margin of error is very small for a team that is 0-12. Here's Nash driving and scoring. And now your defense will have to get better in the half court, 15-10. Game was 10-all just moments ago, and that's a 5-point lead. Here's McFarland. Boy, she nearly got away with a double dribble right there. Here's Pittman on the drive, lost it. Turnover, Quakers, number 6. Here come the Panthers once again. They'll get out and run, and that shot's going to be blocked by White, but right into the hands of Wetzel, and she hits that one off the bottom of the backboard. Here's Pittman. Pittman looking right. It's White. Jumper on the way. No good. Rebound. Feathers put back good. So Feathers with the offensive rebound and put back, and the Quakers trail it by 3. Hanover wasting no time. They'll go right back down inside. Basket good by Nash, and she's fouled. That was the problem against Transylvania. The post players able to get position down inside, and Looney's going to come back in pretty quick. Not a lot of time that time for Shania Feathers. So now Meadows coming back in. McFarland is in, Looney is in, and at the line is Nash to complete the three-point play, and will do so. Now the Quakers trail this one by 6. Hanover extending their defense out beyond the three-point line. Here is Franklin. Baseline shot, missed it. Quakers continue to struggle from the outside. Looney with the offensive rebound. White will find McFarland inside to Meadows. Meadows powers it up and will be fouled. Looks like that may be Allison Nash, who just picked up her second. She's going to come out of the ball game. Macy Nall come back in, and here is Meadows at the line. Second time the Quakers have gone to the free throw line here this afternoon, and her first one rims in and out. By the way, men and women's doubleheader here today. We'll follow this up with the Earlham and Hanover men's game. That'll be at around 4 o'clock. Brian Cox will have the call of the second game. So Meadows back in for number 2, and the second one is good. So Meadows getting on the board for the Quakers for the first time. Back to a 5-point lead, just over 2 minutes remaining here in the opening period of play. Walker back at the point now for the Panthers. Wetzel, they'll swing it left side. Back down in the cutting Macy Walker for 2. Nice play there by Hanover, and it's 20-13. Give Wetzel the assist. Quakers down by 7. Here's Franklin. Looney posting, nothing there. White now to Meadows. Meadows down inside to Looney. Back outside to Franklin. Jumpers off the front of the rim. And the rebound Hanover. Meadows able to take it away. Here's Looney from 15. Banks it off the glass in good. Looney has 4. Quakers able to get it back on the turnover. Here's Walker across the timeline, guarded by White. Wetzel to her right will receive the basketball. And now they'll go right side to Hartman. Down the lane again. Basket good as Walker able to score the easy layup, and that has happened 2 in a row now. A little give and go. And that lane wide open. Here's McFarland. They'll go down low to Looney. The reversal to White. She'll drive and score. Cameron White with her first 2. 22-17, ball loose, and what do we have? We may have a foul call. And who did they get? They're going to get Katie Hartman on the foul against Hanover. And with that being team foul number 5 with 46.2 seconds to go, that'll put the Quakers at the line. So here's Hannah Franklin. Franklin with 3 points. And 2 of 2 from the line. Quakers back to within 4. We'll see Amy Wiesner come in for the Quakers. Wiesner, just a freshman out of Columbus North High School. Second free throw by Franklin is good. And Earlham back to within 3 here in the opening quarter. Looks like Motter's back in. Take that back. That's going to be Brooke Todd now running the point. There's another pass inside. Basically just pass and get down the lane, and it's wide open, and another foul, and Wetzel goes to the line. Quakers will have to figure that out pretty quickly. We're going to see the Panthers score a lot of layups here this afternoon. Foul, by the way, will be called on Taylor Stroud. We didn't mention that Taylor has come into the ball game, so Stroud in number 33. Wetzel gets the free throw. Taylor Stroud out of Mitchell, Indiana, played at West Washington High School. Second free throw is on the way, and it is good. So Wetzel gets on the board. Coming into the ball game for Hanover This looks like that'll be Bailey Mitchell wearing number 14. So Mitchell is in. And we're down to our final 27 seconds remaining. Mitchell's out of Advance Indiana, played at Western Boone High School. And there's another turnover. 7th turnover for the Quakers. 2-on-1 break the other way, and Wiesner picks up the foul. And that'll send Cromer to the line for 2. At least she didn't give up the easy layup. But again, the Quakers now with their 7th turnover here in the opening quarter. And if they're going to win this game today, they've got to keep those turnovers well under 20, and that certainly isn't on pace to do that here this afternoon. The free throw is on the way and no good. 17 seconds remaining now in the quarter. Second free throw is on the way and good, so Cromer will get 1 of 2. And the Quakers now trail this one 25-19, and shot clock is off. Quakers get a chance to play for 1 right here. McFarland gets the screen, fires the 3, missed it, rebound Hanover. 2 seconds to go, and that's going to do it for the opening period of play. Quakers down in this one on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, 25-19. This is Earlham Women's Basketball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
The dealership where I bought my car told me I needed new tires. So, of course, I stopped by Best One and asked Roger to take a look. So they checked it out, and he told me not yet. He said I was good for at least another 10,000 miles. I've always gotten an honest opinion at Best One, and so will you.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark at Best One Tire and Service. We'll only sell you tires when you need new tires, and they'll be the right tires for your car or truck. I guarantee it.
Best One Tire and Service, North 7th and A, Uptown Richmond.
Hey, today's game being brought to you in part by Harrington Hoke Insurance. You know, at Harrington Hoke, they spend every day working to make this community better, safer, and more enjoyable because their focus is on insurance, and that's it. They're on top of industry changes and are a one-stop shop for all your insurance needs, whether it's business, personal, life, or health. That's why when it comes to protecting you and what's important to you, Harrington Hoke insures it. Give them a call at 962-9502 or go to their website, harringtonhoke.com. Harrington Hoke Insurance, we got it. Quakers down in this one, 25-19. Leading the way for the Quakers, 5 points by Hannah Franklin, 4 points by Maya Looney, 8 points by Allison Nash leading the way for Hanover, and 4 points by Hartman and Macy Walker, also with 4. So it will be Panther basketball to open up the second 10 minutes of play, see if the Quakers can cut down on the turnover, 7 in that opening period. Here's that cut down the lane again. Quakers defended it a little bit better this time. Here's Nall on the drive, and we have contact, and they'll get Looney, or will that be an offensive foul? It's going to be a turnover instead. So the Panthers turn it over for the 4th time. Hanover will give the basketball back to the Quakers, and Earlham goes to work offensively. Bounce pass will find Pittman. Pittman between 2 defenders. Left it short, got it back, missed it. Might have been partially blocked. Then Looney, the offensive rebound, put back good. 6 points now by Looney, 25-21. Here come the Panthers again. They will not let you rest on defense. Cromer will hand it out front now to Motter. Entry pass down low. Looney, be careful. You don't want to pick up a foul there. And that ball tipped out front. It'll stay Hanover basketball with 9 on the shot clock. Here's Cromer. Stop, fires from 3. It's off the mark, goes out of bounds, and that'll be Quaker basketball. So the Quakers able to defend the interior and force a shot from way outside, and so the Quakers will get it back down by 4. Pittman will work down low along with Looney. There's Pittman, turns, fires, and hits it. Not even a second thought that time for Pittman. And Pittman now with 4. Holly Kalmeyer coming in the ball game for Hanover, misses that shot. There's another offensive rebound, and the reverse layup good by Alexis Nall. Quakers just getting pounded on the offensive boards so far here in the first half. Now McFarland at the elbow. Looney sets the screen. McFarland spins away from one defender, lobs underneath to Pittman. Pittman powers it up, misses. Ball goes out of bounds. It will stay Quaker basketball, and 13 seconds on the shot clock. Macy Walker coming back in, and Brooke Todd will sit down now for Hanover. Franklin inbounding on the baseline. And we have a whistle. Looks like they called a foul right there. So there was a foul call, which is unusual that was called at that point. The ball wasn't even inbound at the time. And looks like they got Claire Cromer on the foul, her first. Quakers off the inbound, shot no good, rebounded by Hartman. Back the other way we go. Here's Nall. Nall on the drive. Contact basket is good. And she will be fouled. Nall now with 6. Quakers again, transition defense. They're going to have to get back a lot quicker. Foul's going to be called against Ashley Meadows. That is her first. Nall at the line. 6 points by Nall. And we'll try to make it a 5-point ball game. And the free throw is good. They've got a couple of rolls here in the first half. Quakers down by 7. Boy, look at the pass. I mean, cut down that passing lane a little bit. Bring the ball to one side. Hannah Franklin, the point guard, knows you need to shorten that passing lane just a little bit. Get that ball to Pittman. Here's Franklin on the drive. Out to McFarland. Here's her three-pointer. Good, McFarland. Her second three-pointer. And the Quakers trail it by 4. Hanover quickly the other way. Again, they will waste no time, and that'll be a shot made by Kallmeyer. And Earlham now down by 6. Here's Meadows. Back outside to Franklin. Her three-pointer. That one is good. So Franklin able to hit a 3. Franklin's first 3. And the Quakers down 32-29 here in the second. Well, Earlham again, just one turnover so far here in the quarter, and you can tell the difference. Here's a layup inside again. That's Nall, and they're just having their way inside against the Quakers. Offensive rebounding and layups. Here's Franklin. Franklin, scoop shot, no good. Hanover with the rebound. That is Motter in there to clean things out. And here come the Panthers the other way. Lead pass, Motter. Motter driving herself. Offensive foul. They will say that Motter lowered the shoulder. That'll be a turnover. Quakers will make a change. We'll see Zoe Curtis come in out of Newcastle. And it looks like Cameron White also checking back in for the Quakers. 6:56 to go here in the second quarter. That is McFarland against Walker. White looking inside Pittman. Pittman turning to her right. Scoop shot good. Pittman, nice job in the lane. 6 points now by Pittman, and the Quakers back to within 3. Here they go again, and you got to get back on defense. Kallmeyer with the easy layup, and Earlham is getting beat badly back in transition. Got to know that Hanover again will waste no time getting down the floor. White with a crossover to the right hand, goes out of bounds, last touched by Macy Walker. So the Quakers will keep it with 19 seconds remaining on the shot clock. 2 areas right now. One of those, transition defense. The second one is rebounding. And they've been beaten so far here in the first half. We'll, of course, talk about those numbers at halftime. Here's Pittman again. We'll find Meadows. Meadows drives, and her shot will be blocked from behind by Hartman. And here come the Panthers again. And Motter will travel with it. That'll be the 6th turnover for the Panthers. Back in the ball game will be Audrey Wetzel. And looks like Franklin coming back in for the Quakers. One more change now for Hanover. They will bring back in the ball game Allison Nash. And we're under the 6-minute mark now here in the second quarter. Hannah Franklin, 8 points in the first half. Here's Pittman, gets the screen, back inside, and the shot no good by Curtis. Nice pass from Pittman to Curtis. Got to finish. Here come the Panthers once again. Skip pass. Here's Kallmeyer driving, missing. Offensive rebound again. Put back good. That'll be Allison Nash once again. And the Quakers give up another offensive rebound. Here's Pittman, and no, they'll say she traveled with it first. Second turnover for the Quakers in the quarter. Barnes will come back in. Pittman will sit down. We'll also see coming into the ball game now Taylor Stroud, the 5'9" freshman. So the Quakers get a little more size inside at that point. They only had 4 guards in there, and they've been out-rebounded badly so far here in the first half. So now it will be up to Zoe Curtis. There's a drive and another basket. That'll be Nash once again. And the Quakers down by 9. So your bigs right now are Stroud along with Zoe Curtis. Quakers looking for a timeout as Janella Iden was trying to get a timeout right there. 16 on the shot clock. Here's Curtis out on the high post. We'll find Franklin on the right wing. Franklin spins, gives it off now to Stroud. Stroud from 15, no good. And it'll be Hanover on the rebound, and Hanover 4 on 3 the other way. Looking to her right, Wetzel. Pull-up jumper is on the way, good. And the bucket good by Hartman, and the Quakers are going to need a timeout, and we'll call a timeout as well. 4:36 to go. Period number 2. Quakers down by 11. This is Earlham Women's Basketball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
It takes a lot of pieces working together to run a successful business in today's world. One big piece is your connectivity, powered by your internet. For local businesses in Richmond, you have options for who provides your internet. When deciding who to go with, you need to look at Parallax Systems, fiber optic packaging for your benefit. Speed, reliability, and local service, you get it all with Parallax Systems, a division of RP&L. Visit online at parallax.ws or call 962-3770.
Hey, today's game brought to you in part by Jason Wise, the Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. Jason has an idea for an alternative fundraiser for your school group or nonprofit. If you list, buy, or refer a customer and mention this promotion, he'll donate 10% of what he makes on the transaction to the school group or nonprofit of your choice in your name. Tell your friends, family, colleagues to mention this offer when listing with Jason Wise at Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. Give him a call at 969-3400. Well, this lead is now ballooned to 11 after the Quakers giving up easy layups. Nall, Nash, and Kallmeyer, the most recent 3 easy layups. And now the Quakers will bring in Feathers into the lineup. She rolls inside. They didn't get it to her. Wiesner's back in for the Quakers as well. That is Wiesner on the drive. Lost it. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Quakers keep the basketball. Here's Franklin launching and hitting. That'll be a 2-point bucket for Hannah Franklin, having a pretty good first half for the Quakers. But again, you got to get back on defense. Ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be a turnover as Morgan Bivens in the ball game now for Hanover. 7th turnover for the Panthers. Stroud will stand for the Quakers. Wiesner is in there. Barnes in the lineup. Franklin and Feathers. Wiesner with the basketball, gets the screen, passes it up, drives, and a whistle and a foul, and they'll get Bivens. So Bivens a turnover at one end, the foul at the other end. And the Quakers will go to the free throw line. So Wiesner goes to the line. Wiesner, again, out of Columbus North High School, a 5'7" freshman. A very good Columbus North basketball program. And the Quakers now down in this one by 8. Men's game again today at around 4 o'clock this afternoon. Doubleheader right here. Radio Troy Digital Sports. The second free throw is no good. Rebounding foul. And looks like they got Taylor Stroud. So Stroud picks up her second. Quakers hanging around. One thing, don't let this game get out of hand here before the half. Quakers have not put a solid 4 quarters together so far. Not terrible, but still work to do. Baseline jumpers off the mark. Feathers with a rebound off the miss by Bivens. Here come the Quakers the other way. Here's Franklin. Franklin again playing well here in the first half. Will now go to Barnes. Quakers running a little flex to the near side. Here's Barnes driving down the lane. Barnes will score, and the Quakers close the gap to 6. Nice job by Sylvia Barnes getting her first 2 of the ball game. Hanover once again will go to Walker. The kick out now to Bivens. It'll work it back once again out front to Cromer. Here's a 3 on the way. The left-hand shot no good by Hartman, and the Quakers able to come out with it. Here's Franklin. 2-on-2 break the other way. Franklin driving, and we've got a foul call against Hartman. And Hartman just picked up number 2, and that'll put Franklin at the line. How about Hannah Franklin? 3 of 3 from the line. 10 points in the first half. She was 0 for 7 in the first half against Transylvania. Finished a little bit stronger, but they got to have her play strong throughout the entire 4 quarters. Looney back in for the Quakers. And Wiesner will be joined by Pittman in the backcourt along with Franklin. So the Quakers will go 3 guards, 2 forwards. That'll be Looney along with Stroud. Second free throw is good. And the Quakers now down in this one by 4. Hanover quickly. 2 passes. They're down the floor once again. Here's Motter back outside to Cromer. And that'll be a double dribble. Good call. Looks like we've got Haley Huddleston checking into the lineup. Huddleston wearing number 35 now for the Panthers. Huddleston is out of Henryville, Indiana. She too another freshman at 5'9". Quakers basketball, 2:42 to go. Here's Pittman at the right elbow. Pittman looking to Looney in the high post. Looney looking right. It'll be Stroud. Stroud looking to Pittman. Pittman wants it deep. She feels she has a pretty good matchup down low. Misses the shot. It goes out of bounds. And it'll be last touched by Hanover. Boy, if you're going to get those post players, get them inside. They want the basketball. Get it to them. Try to reward them for getting that low post position. It looked like Pittman had pretty good position underneath. Fresh 30 on the shot clock. Wiesner off the inbound basket. Good. 3 points by Wiesner. And the Quakers have come back from a double-digit deficit and now trail it just by 2. Cromer gets the high screen from Nall. And there's another turnover. That'll be a travel. And that'll go against Macy Walker. 8 turnovers by Hanover. And now the Panthers will call their first timeout. 2:10 remaining in the first half of play. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Quakers trail this one by 2.
Getting a lucky break rocks, but no one can be lucky all the time. Which is why when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, the company that believes great coverage starts with care. A cost-free consultation offered to anyone, Farm Bureau client or not, that allows agents to get to know you better so they can help you prepare better. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
Well, the Quakers just moments ago were down by 12. They have now made this a 2-point ball game. Chance to tie right here. Just over 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Pittman receives from Franklin. Pittman with the drive and a whistle and a foul call. Foul's going to be called, I believe, against Brooke Todd, and it is. That'll be Brooks' second. And that'll put Pittman at the line again. Every 5th foul is a 2-shot foul in women's college basketball, as they've went to quarters over the last couple of years, and the free throw's good. Pittman now with 7. Quakers back to within 1. Kallmeyer coming back in now for the Panthers, and taking a seat will be Brooke Todd with those second fouls. By the way, Todd and Hartman, both players with 2. Second free throw's on the way, good. And Pittman again having a good first half, tying this ball game at 42. Hanover basketball once again, and Huddleston travels with it yet one more time. And they're wasting no time. Speaking of Hanover, as head coach John Jones going back to his bench. You travel 2 in a row, and Huddleston will sit down. Kristen Mills coming back in for the Panthers. And Earlham, believe it or not, a chance to take the lead here in the first half. Wiesner with the basketball out front. Now will take the screen from Looney. Stops, left wide open, goes now to Pittman on the right wing, and a 3-second call. They'll get Looney underneath. Quakers had 7 turnovers at the end of the first quarter. Unofficially right now 9, so they've only turned it over twice. here in the second quarter. 1:33 remaining in the first half. Cromer out front against Wiesner. Quakers have not given up so many easy layups here in the later stages of the first half as well. That shot's on the way good is Kallmeyer. A tough shot that time for the Panthers, and we're at 44-42. And back the other way, and we have a foul call as this will go against Kristen Mills. And Hannah Franklin at the line. Franklin is 5 of 5 from the free throw line here in the first half. 1:15 remaining. And Franklin's free throw is good. Quakers will make a couple of changes. We'll see McFarland come in, Meadows coming in. Stroud will sit down, and Wiesner will sit down. Good minutes for both of those players as they head to the bench. Here's Franklin's second free throw. So Franklin ties the ball game at 44. Back the other way is Kallmeyer. Kallmeyer drives, missed it with the left hand. She had it wide open. Quakers 105. Chance to again take the lead right here. Franklin gets it to McFarland. Wide open three. Good. Lexi McFarland with her third three. 9 points here in the first half. And Earlham has come back to take a 3-point lead after being down by 12. Here's Cromer. Off now to Mills. Mills takes it top. Looks to the inside. Here's Nall. Got position. Layup good. Boy, Nall sealed off her defender, and there was nothing the Quakers could do on that one. 47-46. Quakers now lead it by 1 with 26 seconds to go in the first half. Still 15 on the shot clock. Pittman down low, and Pittman will get fouled again. Kallmeyer was behind Pittman, and it looks like it was Nall coming down to help, and they're going to get Nall on the foul, so Alexis Nall will pick up her first. And here's Pittman at the line. By the way, Pittman 2 of 2 from the line here in the first half. 20.2 seconds remaining. By the way, look at the turnovers again. That's why the Quakers are in this ball game right now. 7 turnovers in the first quarter, only 2 in period number 2, and they're right in it. Second free throw is good. And the Quakers now lead this one. Hey, a high-scoring first half, 49-46. Both teams have struggled defensively this year, and so far that has been really the case here in the first half. There's the inside pass, the turn, the right-hand shot, good. Nice move that time by Nall once again, and that's going to do it for the first half. Big-time points put on the board by both these teams as we head to the locker room. And on your Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Earlham 49, Hanover 48. Your halftime numbers coming up in just a few moments. This is Earlham Women's Basketball on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Hey, this is Steve. And out at Jiffy Lube the other day, a customer came in and said, Steve, this was my 100th oil change on this car, and you've done them all.
Hi, my name is George Farrell, and I've been coming to Jiffy Lube for over 14 years. I recently just had my 100th oil change. I'd like to thank Steve Funkhauser and his staff for the great service that they've provided me over the years. Thank you to all, and I would recommend anyone to come to Jiffy Lube to get their car serviced.
Jiffy Lube, #1 in customer satisfaction for a reason.
For over 30 years, Reynolds Plumbing has been keeping the Richmond-Wayne County area running. Whether on commercial properties, restaurants, or residential, they've done quality plumbing, heating, and air work for thousands of customers. It's not just about the quality work, it's also about customer service. It's about attention to details and making absolutely sure you are 100% satisfied. If that's the kind of experience you want in your next plumbing or HVAC job, then Reynolds Plumbing has you covered. Give them a call at 966-0994.
There are banks that are big, and then there's West End Bank. A bank with big ideas to help people, business, and industry. If you're just starting out on your own and want a new car, West End can help. Maybe it's your first home and you need advice on financing. West End Bank has ideas to help you. West End Bank, helping build better lives and a better community. West End Bank is a community bank with big ideas and home to a distinctive style of banking. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Are you looking for a quality used car you can trust to take you where you want to go? Stop at Tony's Car Sales at 250 National Road West. Tony's has a top-of-the-line selection of low-mileage, one-owner cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs, all handpicked by Mike and Adrian Parker. Tony's is family-owned with 3 generations and 60 years of experience. Check out their selection at tonyscarsales.com or at 250 National Road West. Tony's Car Sales, where honesty, quality, and price sell cars.
It's game time. The Sportsplex is now open. Get your teams together and come out for basketball, volleyball, soccer, tennis, golf, batting cages, wrestling, and much, much more. The Sportsplex also offers court rentals for your entire team to play a pickup game or to hold practices. Use our turf fields for multiple sports, including flag football, baseball fielding, and rugby. Sportsplex is open 7 days a week. Check out FamilyFitnessWorks.com for more information and current hours, or call 765-935-0111.
There is one thing for sure in my life. I know nothing about fixing cars. That's why I take my vehicles to Beach Automotive at 110 East Main in Richmond. Their experts have the knowledge to service and repair even the most challenging auto problems. So if you have an automotive question, they have the answers at Beach Automotive, 110 East Main in Richmond. Or give them a call at 765-966-8181 or visit their website, beach-auto.com.
Hey, Chuck, where you headed? Spinning's about to start.
I'm heading to CrossFit.
Isn't that for, like, the elite lifters or athletes only?
No, at FFW CrossFit, all workouts can and will be scaled to any ability level to welcome everyone.
Sounds great. I need to get out of the same old workout routine. I'm just not sure I can keep up. It seems pretty intense.
No real lifting experience is needed. FFW CrossFit teaches you everything you need to know and move at your own pace in a positive, motivating environment.
You know, I've always wanted to give it a try. I'll see you there.
Learn more at ffwcrossfit.com.
There's a place in Richmond's Depot District that's better than being home. Little Sheba's is a lot like the bar in that 80s TV show where everybody knows your name. Come on down after the game on Fridays and join us for pizza. We're here till 11. Or grab some friends and come play live trivia Thursday nights at 6:30. If you love live music, Little Sheba's features some of the very best every weekend. Where else can you find this kind of variety along with some of the best food and friends in town? Little Sheba's in Richmond's Depot District. It really is better than being home.
Hello, my name is Kyle Schwarzkopf. I'm the manager of Kyle's National Road Auto in business in Richmond since 1979. We employ ASE certified technicians and we have over 80 years of experience. We work on all domestics and most European and Japanese cars. Give us a call at 966-1555. Kyle's National Road Auto Service. My name is Kyle Schwarzkopf and I approve this message.
There's only one place to go on the World Wide Web to find the best automotive deals. Wetzelauto.com. One of the area's largest inventories all in one spot. Wetzelauto.com. Here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Wetzelauto.com. New and used vehicles, service, parts, body shop, and rental. Plus, value your trade. It's easy to navigate. It's convenient. Wetzelauto.com. It's clickin' awesome.
For over a century, Richmond Power and Light has been providing safe, reliable energy to the citizens and businesses of Richmond and the surrounding area. Through their dedicated and talented employees, Richmond Power and Light is advancing their tradition of exceptional service through new technology, training, and efficiency in everything they do. For more information on Richmond Power and Light, go to their website at rp-l.com. Richmond Power and Light. Together, we make powerful partners. Halftime score, 49-48. Quakers leading it by 1. We'll get to the stats in a couple of moments. Today's game being brought to you in part by your Richmond area Subways. Each day of the week, you can get a different 6-inch sub with no artificial flavors or colors. Just $3.50 at Subway. Being Saturday, the Black Forest ham. Sunday, the meatball marinara. And then on Monday, the sweet onion chicken teriyaki. Treat yourself at Subway. 4 locations in Richmond and Hagerstown. Subway Eat Fresh will be naming the Subway sub of the game coming up a little bit later. Let's start first off with Hanover. 21-37 shooting, 57%, but a lot of those layups in the first half. So again, 57%. They were 0 for 7 from three-point range in the first half, 6 of 8 from the line, and 19 rebounds, 8 of those offensive boards. They finished with 8 assists, 10 turnovers, 2 blocks, and 2 steals.
In the scoring department, 12 points by Allison Nash, 11 points by Knoll, 3 points by Cromer. Hartman finished with 6. Todd with 2. Motter with 2 points, 4 points by Walker, 2 points by Wetzel, and 6 points by Kallmeyer. 9 different players in the scoring column in the first half for Hanover. For the Quakers, they ended up shooting 47% in the first half, though a much better second quarter. They were 9 of 18. They were 4 of 5 from three-point range. Lexi McFarland hit 3 of those 4 three-pointers. 13 of 15 from the line. They finished with 15 boards, 8 offensive rebounds, 7 assists, 9 turnovers, along with no steals and no blocks in that first half. Scoring-wise, it was Hannah Franklin, the senior, with 14 points. Shannon Pittman finished with 10. Lexi McFarland with 9. Ashley Meadows finished with 1 point. Maya Looney with 6. 3 points by Wiesner, 2 points by White and Sylvia Barnes, and Shania Feathers each with 2 points in the first half. And those are your first half numbers. Again, the Quakers lead it 49-48. We'll come back in a couple of moments, get you updated on the latest sports news, the scores going on this afternoon. NFL playoffs getting underway later this afternoon as well. This is your halftime report brought to you by Wesley Bates Wealth Management. We'll come back with more in just a moment right here in Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Maybe you haven't heard, but there's a place in Richmond's Depot District that's better than being home. Little Sheba's is a lot like the bar in that 80s TV show Cheers. You know, where everybody knows your name. Come on down after the game on Fridays and join us for pizza. We're here till 11. Or grab some of your friends and try out a game of live trivia Thursday nights at 6:30. If you love live music, Little Sheba's features some of the very best every weekend. Where else are you going to find this kind of variety, along with some of the best food and friends in town? Little Sheba's in Richmond's Depot District. It really is better than being home.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you were born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at imfarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
The dealership where I bought my car told me I needed new tires. So, of course, I stopped by Best One and asked Roger to take a look. So they checked it out, and he told me not yet. He said I was good for at least another 10,000 miles. I've always gotten an honest opinion at Best One, and so will you.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark at Best One Tire and Service. We'll only sell you tires when you need new tires, and they'll be the right tires for your car or truck. I guarantee it.
Best One Tire and Service, North 7th and A, Uptown Richmond.
It takes a lot of pieces working together to run a successful business in today's world. One big piece is your connectivity, powered by your internet. For local businesses in Richmond, you have options for who provides your internet. When deciding who to go with, you need to look at Parallax Systems, fiber optic packaging for your benefit. Speed, reliability, and local service, you get it all with Parallax Systems, a division of RP&L. Visit online at parallax.ws or call 962-3770. Summit Computers in Richmond is a full-service computer manufacturing and support company founded in 1997. They partner with businesses and individuals to provide computer systems, hardware, service, support, and design services. They also provide web hosting, high-speed wireless internet, network design, and much, much more. Summit Computers, the official provider of RadioTroy.com.
Are new cabinets on your wish list? Visit the new Georgia Direct showroom and see the great variety of cabinets on display in a modern setting. Georgia Direct carries quality craft-made one cabinets, and the new showroom has plenty of styles and colors on display. In Richmond, craft-made one is only available at Georgia Direct, where the designers are always on hand to help create a custom kitchen for your home. Visit Georgia Direct's new showroom on 40 East, next to Red Lobster. You'll love what you see, and you'll love the savings at Georgia Direct.
We're back at halftime as we get set for the second half. Still about 4 minutes away. Let's get you caught up on some men's college basketball this afternoon. Number 7 West Virginia now leading TCU 71-63 in the second half. 8th-rated Duke is on top of Boston College, 51-28. They play in the first half, very late in the first half. Also in the first half, 9th-rated Louisville winning on the road at Georgia Tech, 17-9. In the first half, 10th-rated Creighton on top of Providence, 35-31. First half, number 12, Florida State leading number 21, Virginia Tech, 33-26. Xavier, number 16 in the country, home against St. John's. St. John's on top of that one, 15-9 early in the first half. One final already today. Butler keeps on rolling. They just beat the number 1 team in the country, Villanova. They go into Georgetown, win in overtime, 85-76. Other games coming up later today. Villanova's home against Marquette. Baylor hosting Oklahoma State. Kansas will be home against Texas Tech. Gonzaga travels to Portland, and Kentucky home against Arkansas. North Carolina will be home against North Carolina State. 15th rated Oregon on the road at Washington State. Number 17, Arizona home against Colorado. Also St. Mary's at San Francisco. Cincinnati, Houston. Notre Dame is home this afternoon at 3 o'clock tip-off time against Clemson. Number 24, Florida takes on Tennessee, and IU tonight. They'll take on Illinois. That'll tip off at 5 o'clock down in Bloomington. Women's college basketball, 2 games underway in top 25. Play number 3, Maryland leading Northwestern 45-20 in the first half. I want to take that back. That's second quarter now. And one final, number 11, Ohio State. They beat Michigan out of the Big Ten 96-87. NFL playoffs coming up later today, 4:35, Oakland at Houston, 8:15 tonight. Detroit is on the road at Seattle. Second half coming up in a couple of moments. Quakers lead this one by 149-48. This is Earlham Women's Basketball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Hi, this is Troy Arangowski of Radio Troy Digital Sports. There are plenty of places for me to get lunch or dinner, but there's only one Mancino's. In fact, I was just there for lunch the other day and had a delicious pizza grinder. That's just one of many choices I can get at Mancino's. How about a fresh salad? Several varieties of pasta, Mancino's Lights, or perhaps even an oven-baked spaghetti, or maybe a pepperoni pizza. So when you're looking for a great lunch or dinner, make sure you choose Mancino's, 217 National Road West in Richmond.
Getting a lucky break rocks, but no one can be lucky all the time. Which is why when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, the company that believes great coverage starts with care. A cost-free consultation offered to anyone, Farm Bureau client or not, that allows agents to get to know you better so they can help you prepare better. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
For over 30 years, Reynolds Plumbing has been keeping the Richmond, Wayne County area running. Whether on commercial properties, restaurants, or residential, they've done quality plumbing, heating, and air work for thousands of customers. It's not just about the quality work, it's also about customer service. It's about attention to details and making absolutely sure you are 100% satisfied. If that's the kind of experience you want in your next plumbing or HVAC job, then Reynolds Plumbing has you covered. Give them a call at 966-0994.
Hey, and don't forget today's game brought to you in part by Square Donuts of Richmond. Whether it's a delicious breakfast, afternoon treat, or a midnight snack, everyone loves the taste of Square Donuts of Richmond. Enjoy their huge cinnamon rolls or any of the other crowd favorites, including maple bacon, strawberry cheesecake, Oreo cream, pumpkin spice, and many, many more. And, of course, grab those award-winning glazed donuts, voted #1 in the entire state. Proud to be your favorite donut shop and home to the best donuts in town, the only squares around, Square Donuts of Richmond. Here we go with the second half. It'll be Quaker basketball. Quakers will open up with Meadows, Franklin. Pittman gets the start, Looney, and McFarland. So a little bit of a different start than what the Quakers, well, actually it's not. McFarland, Meadows, Pittman, Franklin, and Looney. So the Quakers will go with their original starters. Here's McFarland. Fires away from 3, left it short, and a rebound by Hanover. Near steal there by Ashley Meadows. And here's Hartman in the backcourt. Hartman across the timeline against Pittman. Double screen set either way that Hartman wants to go. Drives and misses the layup. Looney with a rebound. Quick outlet pass to Franklin, and then Franklin nearly throws it away. Goes out of bounds. Last touched by Brooke Todd of Hanover. Quakers trying to push the ball up the floor, much like what we have seen Hanover do so far in the first 2 quarters. Here's Franklin off to Pittman. Pittman now with the right hand stops, back to Franklin. Franklin decides to shoot the 3 and hits it. And Hannah Franklin now with 17 for the Quakers. There's a travel by Cromer, no whistle, and Cromer scores her first basket of the ball game. She now has 3. Earlham again goes the other way. Basket good by Meadows, and she'll be fouled. So Meadows gets the bucket. Nall picks up the foul, and the Quakers now leading this one by 4. Meadows now with 3 and a chance for the three-point play right here. Quakers looking for that first win of the year. They're 0-12 coming in, but you know one of these times they're going to put everything together, and maybe it'll be today. Free throws no good. Here's Hartman across the timeline. Wide open underneath, but late recovery. Good job by Looney to get a hand on it. She saw ahead of her. That was moderate, just ahead of her by maybe a foot or two. Had the extended arm out ready to receive the basketball and get it in for an easy layup, but Looney does a nice job getting back on defense. Off the inbound, shot no good. Nash can't get it to go on the rebound by Maya Looney. Here's Franklin. Franklin driving, stopping, looks to go right, and travels with it. 10th turnover. Well, you got to be patient. I know she's trying to get the ball at the floor and no help behind her. In fact, it was trailing a little bit too far. Here's Brooke Todd across the timeline now for the Panthers. Todd will take it herself, and a foul will be called against Hannah Franklin. So Franklin picks up her first. That will put Brooke Todd at the line. 2 points by Brooke Todd here this afternoon. 8:35 remaining in the quarter, and a nice roll there. We've seen that several times by Hanover shooters here today. 54-51. Second free throw now by Brooke Todd. And it's good. Well, both teams really shooting the free throw well this afternoon. The offense so far, for the most part, hasn't been the problem. It's been defense and rebounding. That's Pittman. Pittman strong with the basketball to Franklin. Here's McFarland. And Looney out on the high post goes a little bit too high and out of bounds. Quakers with their second consecutive turnover. A little hard sometimes to figure out where the Quakers are trying to set up offensively. It was Looney coming out to set the high screen, I believe, and wasn't expecting the pass. So now it'll be Hanover basketball. Here's Todd. High post intended that time for Motter. Turnover by Hanover. That is their 10th turnover. Here come the Quakers. McFarland will find Meadows. Meadows back outside to McFarland. McFarland gets the screen. Pull-up jumper from 3, rims in and out. And the rebound pulled down by Motter. Here come the Panthers again. On the run. Open underneath. Layup good. Nash will hit the 2. And we're tied now at 54. Here's Meadows underneath. Basket good. Quakers come right back. And Earlham now leading it by 2. Boy, Meadows playing well. There's a turnover once again by Hanover. Here's Franklin. Franklin now looking for help. Kicks it back outside to McFarland. Here's Looney. Looney will travel with it. Didn't put it on the floor. And the Quakers with their 3rd turnover in the last 4 possessions. So all kinds of changes again for both the Panthers and the Quakers. Looks like Cameron White has come in. Sylvia Barnes has checked into the lineup. By the way, Nash leading the way, 14 points now for the Panthers, 13 by Nall. And the Quakers lead it by 2. It'll be Hanover basketball. Good look at Katie Hartman. Hartman gets that high screen from Nall. Hartman drives and scores, and a foul call against Meadows. Didn't get over in time, and Meadows just picked up her second. And the Panthers have tied this game at 56. Overall, too much penetration by the guards. Are getting it too deep, and when they don't, they have that ability to get the ball down inside. So now the Quakers lead it 57-56. Here's Franklin to Looney out of the high post. White cutting across the lane, doesn't get it. They'll give it out to Barnes. Barnes now driving to the baseline, reverses direction. Inside now to Meadows. Meadows will give it off now to White. Layup good. Nice pass to Cameron White, who now has 4. And the Quakers have now taken a 58-57 lead. Here's the drive by Brooke Todd. The kick out once again to Motter. The screen for Walker, and Walker backs it up, and they'll reset it once again. They're going to go down low, and we've got a whistle and a traveling call the other way. That'll go against Motter. That is now the 12th turnover by the Panthers. So each team with 12, and we still have a 1-point ball game here in the third quarter. That is Franklin with the basketball, gets the screen, will take it all the way to the baseline. Franklin back out to Looney, 14 feet away, count it. Looney now with 8. Quakers lead it by 3. Nice job by Hannah Franklin. Motter goes to the floor, driving, and before the shot, a foul called against the Quakers. This could be Cameron White. So Cameron picks up her first. That should not be a shooting foul. There is no way that Macy Walker had gotten that deep into getting a shot off. The foul had to have been way out front. So a gift right here if you're a Hanover fan. Here's Allison Nash. Second free throw by Walker. Walker with 5. And misses the second. Long rebound, and we have a jump ball between Meadows and Allison Nash. It will stay right here. So Hanover will lose the possession arrow. 5:54 remaining here in the third. The fake on the give and go that time by Allison Nash, and the Quakers commit another foul, and this may be Ashley Meadows picking up her third. We'll see Mariah Flynn come in. And Allison Nash back to the free throw line, and another 2-shot foul. 14 by Nash. And a chance to tie the game here in the third. We were talking earlier about the Quakers' schedule after today. The Quakers will travel to Defiance. They go to Mount St. Joe. They'll be back home against Rose. Then they go to Manchester and Transylvania. 4 out of the next 5 will be on the road. And that'll be quite a test for this young team. Flynn posting up underneath. White with the basketball on the right wing, gives it off now to Hannah Franklin, and the Quakers reset it. A little overload here to the near side. Bounce pass inside to Barnes. In the corner to White. Wide open 3 short. Battle for the rebound. Looney able to come down with it, but she travels with it. And the Quakers commit their 13th turnover. Good effort that time by Maya Looney. So now the Quakers will press. 5:29 remaining in the third. Brooke Todd out of Vevey, Indiana, played at Switzerland County High School. In fact, almost every player on this team, except for a couple from the state of Indiana for Hanover. And offensive foul, they'll call a moving screen on Alexis Nall, and that'll be their third. Her third, I should say, and the 14th turnover for the Panthers. Wiesner coming in now for the Quakers, and McFarland also coming back in. Nall will leave with those 3 fouls, and she'll be replaced by Audrey Wetzel. And we'll also see Pittman come in for Cameron White. We saw earlier Hanover had a double-digit lead in the second quarter. Quakers came back, took the lead at halftime. We've gone back and forth here in the third. Wiesner in the corner, gets the double team and can't pass out of it. Ball loose on the floor, and we've got a jump ball, and the Quakers will give up the possession arrow. They will keep the basketball with 17 seconds remaining here on the shot clock. Wiesner will receive. Nope, it'll be Pittman, and Pittman loses it. Turnover, number 15 for the Quakers. Here come the Panthers, and they got careless with the basketball, and they turn it over. 15 now for the Panthers. We stay at 60 apiece. This is McFarland across the timeline. We'll see Hanover make another change in their lineup. Entry pass will find Looney. Looney, surrounded by red jerseys, throws underneath to McFarland in the place he doesn't want to be. Back outside to Pittman for three, no good. Looney with the offensive rebound. Back to Pittman. Pittman with a shot fake. Press 30 on the shot clock. Quakers able to reset it. Here's McFarland. Pittman on the right wing. Coming out high is Flynn. Entry pass will find Looney. Spins with the left hand. Can't get it to go. Nice move by Looney. It just couldn't finish. Hanover basketball. Here's Todd across the timeline, and now the Panthers will reset it in the half court. That is Nash setting the screen. The drive, and Wiesner commits the foul. That'll put Brooke Todd at the line once again. Quakers not switching on that high screen, so they counted on Wiesner to get through. So again, Wiesner picks up the foul. That is just her second. Quakers have now picked up 5, so we'll be shooting some free throws the rest of the way here in the quarter. And Hanover is now taking a 1-point lead. Looney and Wiesner coming out. We'll see Feathers back in, also Franklin back in. Second free throw is missed, and the rebound pulled down by Mariah Flynn. Here is McFarland for three, no good. And the rebound by Hartman of Hanover. And the Panthers out on the run once again. Drive in the lane by Walker, and a foul again on the Quakers, and they're going to be in foul trouble here eventually. It's going to be Wetzel instead of Walker on the drive, so Wetzel goes to the line. Hannah Franklin picked up number 2. 3:47 remaining in the third. Free throw is on the way and good. Wetzel now with 3, all from the line. Back in the ball game will be Holly Kallmeyer. Kallmeyer 6 points, all in that second quarter. Kallmeyer out of Covington, Kentucky. It's Scott High School. Second free throw is good. 63-60. Wetzel now with 4. Quakers down by 3. Pittman. And a traveling call on Pittman. Boy, you just hate to see those kind of turnovers. And Janelle Iden getting on Pittman right there. Put the ball on the floor. And the Quakers have now turned the ball over 16 times. And turnover again by Hanover. Going to the floor is Kallmeyer. For head coach John Jones, he thought there should have been a foul call. As he's asking the official down the floor who made that call, where in the world was that supposed to be from a foul standpoint? 16 turnovers now for the Panthers. Here's Franklin inside to Flynn and overthrows her. And here's where the Quakers have their problems. Here's the turnover bug back again. Here's Kallmeyer across the 10-second line. We'll give it up now to Walker. 3:15 remaining in the third. Still a 3-point ball game. The drive down the lane, and missing the shot is Walker. But again, Hanover will go to the free throw line here in the third. They've been there 11 times already here in the third quarter. Lexi McFarland picked up the foul. That is her first. And again at the line will be Macy Walker. Walker with 5 points, now make it 6. And the Quakers are going to get a timeout right here. We too will take a timeout on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers trail this one 64-60.
Hi, this is Steve Funkhauser, and I was talking to someone the other day about how friendly and professional the crew at Jiffy Lube is, and they said, "You are always so upbeat. I'm going to call you Mr. Positive." And so now I am Mr. Positive. And I want you to know how proud I am of you and that you are doing a great job today. And hey, do something nice for somebody. Make somebody smile. Smiles are contagious, you know. I want you to have a great day and the horse you rode in on. Jiffy Lube. Fast, friendly, professional. I'm Mr. Positive, and I approve this message.
3:10 remaining, timeout by the Quakers. See if they got something set up here following this free throw to try to get themselves an easy basket. Try to swing that momentum back their way, as now we have seen a 4-point lead here by Hanover, and the second free throw is good. 6 points now by Todd, and the Quakers trail this one. Take that back point there and give it on this side, 65-60. Turnover, Quakers again. Back the other way, Hanover will attack, and the basket is good. Give that basket to Wetzel. Wetzel with 4 points in the court, and the Quakers have seen their lead now go to a 7-point deficit, and the Quakers give it up yet one more time. And Earlham cannot find an answer for taking care of the basketball. So now you're looking at 19 turnovers. Quakers had 7 in the opening period, just 2 in the second quarter. They've now turned the ball over 12 times in this quarter alone. And now they've lost their lead and are down by 7. And that is the Achilles heel. Quakers are not a good shooting basketball team, and they've really got to take care of the basketball. The drive, the shot, no good by Hartman. And Looney coming out with it with a rebound. Here come the Quakers. White on the lead. White bouncing down once again to Meadows, who's come in the ball game. Here's Barnes, and Barnes travels with it. And nothing going right now for the Quakers. 20 turnovers. 13 of those coming here in this quarter alone. So now the Quakers will full court press. Got to get some turnovers. Again, we still have another quarter to play, but boy, you don't want this thing to get completely out of hand. High post here to Nash. Hands off, and the layup good. Walker. We have seen that time and time again, especially in the first half. Quakers down by 9. Quakers are down by 12 in the first half, and in danger of falling down double digits here. White will drive, and a foul call against Hartman, and if that's the foul on Hartman, it'll be her third. Boy, I tell you what, you just cannot stress it enough, and Coach Iden talked about it in the pregame that Quakers have got to find a way to cut down on the turnovers, averaging around, 26 a game. Free throw good by White. You just can't give another team that many more scoring opportunities. If you do, you'll see what will happen. You just cannot survive it very often. Now, Hanover's turned the ball over 16 times. And the Quakers haven't taken advantage of all those turnovers, though Cameron White now with 6. 1:48 to go here in the third. Quakers down by 7. And you also can't give up baskets like this. And it's missed inside. Quakers got lucky. Nash missed it. And the Quakers come out with it. Barnes to White. White able to pick up the loose basketball. Quakers will reset it. Here's Franklin with the basketball on the right wing. Franklin driving, cut off there by Walker. Fadeaway jumper, no good. Looney with a rebound, and she'll get tied up from behind. It'll be Hanover basketball. But the Quakers lose the possession arrow. 1:18 remaining here in the third. Earlham trying to press right here. Again, the transition defense in the first half was not as good as it has been, but I don't think Hanover's run as much here in the third quarter as they did in that first half. Crossover Walker. Back outside to Wetzel. Three-pointer way off the mark. They have not hit a three in this entire game, if I'm not mistaken. And that's true. They're 0 for through now 9 minutes here in the third quarter. So they're 1 minute away from 0 for. Quakers now down by 7. A little bit lower scoring third quarter than what we saw in the first half. Looney hands off to Franklin. Franklin bounces away from Wetzel, throws inside, intended for Looney. Tip back once again to Franklin and throws it in again. Tried to force it in there. Turnover Quakers. Back the other way. Here come the Panthers. Layup missed, but the putback good. Walker following that one off the miss from Nash, and the Quakers another turnover, trail it by 9. And we've got a foul from behind. White down low. Looks like they got Allison Nash for her third. So Changes. McFarland will come in. Also coming in for Hanover. This will be Bailey Mitchell, I believe. Mitchell, number 14. Let's see if she turns around. That's going to be Bailey Mitchell. 27.1 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Here's Meadows. Meadows hands off to McFarland. McFarland looking for the screen from Looney. Looney receives. Back once again to Meadows. And what do we have? Another traveling call. Wow. It has just been a quarter that the Quakers want to forget. 22 seconds to go. Still in this ball game, though. That's the key. So now we'll see what Hanover does with the final possession, perhaps, of the third. 10 seconds to go. Kallmeyer will give it up now to Walker. Walker inside. Basket good. That'll be Mitchell. Executed well. 1 second remaining, and the Quakers cannot get a shot off. We will head to the fourth quarter. The Quakers had the lead at halftime. They have given it up on the turnovers here in the third, and now they face an uphill battle. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Quakers down 73-62.
Are you looking for a quality used car you can trust to take you where you want to go? Stop at Tony's Car Sales at 250 National Road West. Tony's has a top-of-the-line selection of low-mileage, one-owner cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs, all handpicked by Mike and Adrian Parker. Tony's is family-owned with 3 generations and 60 years of experience. Check out their selection at Tony'sCarSales.com or at 250 National Road West. Tony's Car Sales, where honesty, quality, and price sell cars.
Wish me luck, we've all said it. Thing is, life doesn't run on luck. For most people, it takes careful planning. A lot more than, say, crossing your fingers or toes. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Because as your life changes, your life insurance coverage should do the same. And when it comes to your coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
Well, now Earlham down by 11. This is the second time they've been down by 11 or 12 in the ball game, but they battled back after they committed only 2 turnovers in the second quarter. They finished with 12, 13, 14, 15 turnovers in the third quarter alone. That is a lot of turnovers in one quarter. They just couldn't get anything going. And there's another one. Another bad pass by Feathers. Hanover, 2-on-1 break the other way, and Feathers got away with a foul right there, and this time Wetzel gets another offensive rebound, and the putback is short, but she will be fouled and go to the line for 2. Let's break this down again. 7 turnovers for the Quakers in the first half, but then they commit 10, 13, what I see, 10, 13, 15 turnovers in that third quarter. Free throw is good. Update our scoreboard right there. Second free throw by Wetzel. And for a young basketball team, as the second one is missed, you just can't turn the ball over like that. We talked about the offensive rebounds they had been giving up and the easy layups. You combine that with turnovers, and you're just not going to win many games. Here's White cutting down the lane, and a foul will be called. They will get Bailey Mitchell. Mitchell picking up her first. She is a junior out of Advance, Indiana. Quakers off the inbound. Somebody come to the ball. Wiesner in the lineup for the Quakers. By the way, back in for the Quakers as well, Mariah Flynn. Here is Looney driving and missing the layup. Rebound by Kallmeyer. Here come the Panthers once again. 15 feet away, and the jump shot missed. Looney with a rebound. That was off the miss by Claire Cromer. Here's McFarland. McFarland bouncing now to White. White will drive and gets hammered on the way, and Kallmeyer picks up the foul. Kallmeyer picks up her first. And Cameron White will go to the line. White with 6 points. Quakers, by the way, led by Hannah Franklin with 17. Lexi McFarland had 9 in the first half. That free throw missed. Did not score in the third. A couple of changes. We'll see Hartman come back in. Also, Allison Nash back in for Hanover. Second free throw by Cameron White. good news here is you're at least perhaps scoring points with the clock off. So you save a little bit of time, but you have to get them a little quicker now. 74-63, down by 11. Hanover doesn't appear they're going to at least stop running at any point. They're going to get the ball out and go. There's a nice cut to the basket, layup good inside, and that'll be Cromer. And the Quakers get beat on the baseline, 76-63. Here's McFarland, gets the screen from Looney. Lob pass, almost stolen away. Flynn will drive, puts the elbow down and the shoulder, and still scores. Mariah Flynn with her first 2 points of the game. Quakers down by 11. There's that double high screen once again. That'll be Hartman. Nice spin against Wiesner. Drives and misses. Looney with a rebound. Pretty nice move. Pretty good move, I should say, that time by Hartman. Just unable to finish. Wiesner to Flynn. Flynn spins back to her left. Missed it. Rebound Looney, and Looney will be fouled. So Looney picks up the opportunity to go to the free throw line for the first time today. Foul's going to be called on Allison Nash. That'll be her fourth. Team foul number 3 now called against Hanover. And Looney at the line, the free throw good. Looney now with 9. (76-66). 8:04 remaining here in the fourth. Second free throws on the way and good. So it's back to a 9-point lead. Quakers need a couple of stops and go on a nice run. That's the key right here. Get some stops. Drive baseline, Cromer. The kick out. The 3 on the way, missed. And missing that one, it was Wetzel, and the Quakers come away with it. Wiesner across the timeline, now with a left-hand dribble. Looks back to see for some help. Maybe that'll be Franklin will come up and help her right there. So now Franklin will reset it out front. Quakers go 4 high on the offense. Now will drop Looney down in the low block. Here's White, double screen. White back to the right hand, drives and lost it on the floor. Quakers commit yet another turnover. Back there the way we go. Hanover down the floor quickly, and a foul called. They'll get Mariah Flynn. And back to the free throw line once again for Hanover. That will put Alexis Nall at the line. Nall had 13 points in the first half, has not scored in the second half. And they, again, and speaking of Hanover, they've shot a ton of free throws. Pittman back in, Meadows back in, Wiesner sits down, Flynn will sit down. They only shot 8 free throws in the first half, but they went to the line a ton of times in the third quarter. Speaking of Hanover, second free throw is good. And the Quakers trail this one by 11. Earlham right now, nobody to fault but themselves. All those turnovers just really killing them here in the second half. Here's Pittman on the drive, and she stepped on the end line, and there's another one. 17 turnovers now in the second half, and overall the Quakers have committed 24. Pittman coming out, Barnes back in. So now 7 minutes remaining. Will Earlham have a run in him right here? Well, now Hanover is going to back it up a little bit. Quakers have gone zone, and Hanover will take a peek at it with 12 on the shot clock. Here's Hartman off the right side. Walker down on the baseline. Shot on the way, no good by Cromer. And coming out with it will be Motter. And a fresh 30 now for Hanover. There's another offensive rebound. Well, if the Quakers stay in this zone, there's going to be a lot of time coming off the clock for Hanover. Here's Cromer in the corner, three-pointer. That one is no good. They have not hit a 3 yet, but another offensive rebound. The 3 was missed by Hartman in the corner, and yet Hanover gets 2 in a row. And Hanover's going to call a timeout right here. Quakers back to that opening period in which they did not rebound well at all. And it's 6:08 remaining here in the fourth. Quakers down by 11.
There is one thing for sure in my life. I know nothing about fixing cars. That's why I take my vehicles to Beach Automotive at 110 East Main in Richmond. Their experts have the knowledge to service and repair even the most challenging auto problems. So if you have an automotive question, they have the answers at Beach Automotive, 110 East Main in Richmond. Or give them a call at 765-966-8181 or visit their website, beach-auto.com.
Well, the Quakers offensively, they only scored 13 in the third quarter. They've only scored so far 5 points here in the fourth quarter, and we are 4 minutes in. The drive and the basket good by Walker, and she's fouled. Boy, I tell you what, you look back at the first half, and again, the first quarter was okay. The second quarter was maybe the best quarter the Quakers have played, I don't know, maybe the entire year. I haven't seen all their games, but they only committed 2 turnovers. They get the lead. And then the third quarter, they just cannot take care of the basketball. And now it's costing them here in the fourth quarter as well. 3-point play by Walker. By the way, that last foul call in Sylvia Barnes, she picked up her second. And now the Quakers will get Franklin into the act. Her jumper is no good. Looney with a rebound, and Looney gets it blocked on the way back up. So Hanover again will try to extend the lead. Down-court pass will find Cromer cutting in the lane. Short jump hook no good by Hartman, and the Quakers come away with it. That'll be Barnes. Barnes out on the run. Barnes will take it herself, and we've got a foul call from behind on Hartman, and that'll be her fourth. That will be before the shot. We will see Zoe Curtis come in, the 5'10 freshman out of Newcastle. Maya Looney will sit down. Quakers at some point will have to go with almost an all-guard lineup to try to press and get some turnovers. Here's Meadows back to Franklin. Franklin, pull-up shot on the way, no good. Rebound Barnes. Quakers get it again. By the way, Franklin, 14 points in the first half. 17 after 3, nothing here in the fourth quarter. 81-67, just over 5 minutes remaining. Curtis inside to Barnes, misses the shot, and the rebound. Hanover, that is Null pulling that one down. Here's Walker across the timeline, and for head coach John Jones, hey, let's back it out. Take your time setting up the offense, because if you look at the possessions now, there's not that many left. And the Quakers down 81-67. That's a huge 14-point lead here in the fourth quarter. Driving and missing, but a foul called against Zoe Curtis. And that will put Motter at the line. It will be Motter at the line. First time at the line for Motter. 4:34 to go. Again, the men's game coming up. That will not be a 4 o'clock start time. This game running a little bit long, probably around 4:15 or so. Better take that point away and make it 82-67. Wiesner back in. Flynn is back in. Feathers coming back in for the Quakers. Second free throw is good. Let's see if I can count the free throws here. I don't have the live stats up right at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19 free throw shot in the second half by Hanover. That is a lot of free throws in a half. Quakers basketball. Wiesner starts right, cuts back left, gives it off now to Pittman. Pittman driving down the lane, missed the shot. Ball loose out front, still loose, picked up. Hanover basketball. Across the timeline is Null. And now the Panthers can reset things offensively. 4 minutes remaining. Quakers in danger of falling to 0-13 on the year. And the ball goes out of bounds off the foot of Cromer. That is the 17th turnover now by Hanover. Boy, one thing you notice about both these teams, and again, young basketball teams, is the turnovers, a lot of them are just unforced. It's not like the defense has been stuck up in your face and forcing you, but there's a foul call underneath on Hartman. That should be her 5th. But it's just that there's just no concentration sometimes, and you try to get maybe playing a little bit faster than you should. Pittman's going to go to the line for the Quakers, 10 points at halftime. She's not scored in the second half. You look at how the Quakers were led by Franklin with 14 and Pittman with 10 in the first half. Only 3 points between the two of them in the entire second half. So Hartman fouls out of the ball game. Looks like Brooke Todd is checked back in. Also, Cromer stays in. Macy Walker will stay in the ball game, and Nall will play down low. It looks like they've also kept Wetzel in the lineup, and Pittman misses the free throw. Pittman again out of Lyons, Indiana, 5'11" freshman. Second free throw, no good, so Pittman 0 for 2. The ball goes out of bounds, and it will be Quaker basketball. McFarland back in, and Wiesner will sit down. Quakers will inbound Flynn, got away with the travel. Here's Franklin, her shot, no. And the rebound by Hanover. Looked like Cromer took a shot to the face. Walker back to Cromer, and what do we have? They're going to make sure that Cromer's okay. They're going to first off check to make sure there's no blood. She got hit in the mouth, and so the official makes sure there's no blood to deal with. And so once they get that taken care of, once again, Hanover basketball. 22 on the shot clock. Quakers down 83-67. Men's game about 30 minutes after we're done here. We went ahead and scheduled that game for around 4:15. Nice little cross. Here's Walker. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Launching it at the last second and left it short was Walker. But again, a lot of time came off the clock. Here's Pittman on the run the other way. Pittman will be fouled, and that will go against Wetzel. And Pittman back to the line for 2. 3:01 to go. We mentioned that schedule for the Quakers. You travel to Defiance and Mount St. Joe, as Pittman's free throw is good. Defiance 3-2 going into today's action. You travel to Mount St. Joe. That's a winnable game there. They're 0-5, but again, you got to go on the road. Second free throw by Pittman is good as well. And then you come back here, you'll take on the top team, Rose Hallman, then go to Manchester and Transylvania, a team that just beat you. So there's a tough stretch. I don't care how you look at it. It's going to be a tough stretch for the Quakers, but that Mount St. Joe game ought to be a win down there and maybe get this team turned around in the right direction. And that will go out of bounds, pass intended underneath for Wetzel. 9 on the shot clock. Off the inbound, here's Cromer. Drive by Wetzel, shot no good. Battle for the basketball, goes out of bounds. Last touch by Hanover's Alexis Nall. So 2:32 to go. We'll see McFarland come back in. Well, wait a minute, they're going to bring her back. We'll try to get McFarland in at some point. That ball goes out of bounds. Turnover Quakers. Wow. This has not been a second half, or nothing like what you saw the Quakers play in the second quarter. Quakers will trap on the sideline, and Hanover will get a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. 2:20 to go. Here in the fourth, Quakers down 83-69.
It's game time. The Sportsplex is now open. Get your teams together and come out for basketball, volleyball, soccer, tennis, golf, batting cages, wrestling, and much, much more. The Sportsplex also offers court rentals for your entire team to play a pickup game or to hold practices. Use our turf fields for multiple sports, including flag football, baseball fielding, and rugby. Sportsplex is open 7 days a week. Check out FamilyFitnessWorks.com for more information and current hours, or call 765-935-0111.
Well, for Earlham right now, the time will be against them for sure when you're only 2:20 remaining, and Hanover getting that timeout, knowing that they don't want to give up a possession. Each team still with 2 timeouts remaining. Quakers inbound, or take that back. Hanover inbounding to Walker. Wiesner, as the Panthers able to get it across the timeline. Wiesner, good defense there for the Quakers until midcourt. Now Quakers peel back. Here's Todd, and a foul called against Earlham. Pittman picks up the foul. That'll be, I believe, number 1, and it is. 2 free throws here now for Brooke Todd. We mentioned all the free throws that the Panthers have shot in the second half. They just keep adding more. Mooney coming back in. Also McFarland coming in for the Quakers. Earlham's going to have to find a way to defend better here the rest of the way when you talk about the rest of this season. Second free throw is good. 8 points by Todd. Pittman looking down low to Flynn, and she missed it. So Flynn unable to get that one to fall. After today, the Quakers have, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 games remaining. So there's a lot of basketball to be played, but they got to fix some things pretty quick. They'll fall to 0-6 in the conference. Still not out of the realm of thinking they could make the conference tournament if they start to turn things around, but they're going to have to do it very quickly. Hanover with their 18th turnover. 1:26 remaining. Now the Quakers back in the half court, down in this one by 16, and there's another travel. 19 turnovers in the second half by the Quakers. Jordan McAfee will come in for Hanover. We have all kinds of changes now for the Panthers. Looks like we'll also see coming in number 15, which is Amanda Butler out of Bloomfield, Indiana. Played at Eastern Green High School. She'll wear number 15. And the press broken relatively easily. Also, Julia Miller coming in. And Miller's a 6-foot junior out of Hartsville, Indiana. Played at South Decatur High School. Well, that's a turnover right there, no whistle. Shots way off the mark as that one not even close. We'll head the other way. Pittman's going to get hammered. And with 51.2 remaining. Brooke Todd will pick up foul number 3. We will come out of here relatively quickly. In fact, we'll go ahead and name here in a couple of moments the player of the game and the Subway sub of the game before we even break. Hannah Franklin, by the way, will be named today's Wesley Bates Wealth Management player of the game with 17 points to this point. Second free throw is good by Pittman. Pittman with 14 points. Well, Hannah again played well coming back after a disappointing game against Transylvania. There's another travel. The Subway sub of the game. Looks like we'll go with Cameron White here this afternoon. 7 points by Cameron White off the bench, and Cameron is the Subway sub of the game. And we have a traveling call again. Boy, I tell you what, this has been a rough second half. That's 20 turnovers for the Quakers in the second half, 27 overall. 42 seconds remaining. Quakers will press, and we've got another timeout by Hanover. 39.4 remaining. We'll come back with those final seconds right here in Radio Troy Digital Sports.
There are banks that are big, and then there's West End Bank, a bank with big ideas to help people, business, and industry. If you're just starting out on your own and want a new car, West End can help. Maybe it's your first home and you need advice on financing. West End Bank has ideas to help you. West End Bank, helping build better lives and a better community. West End Bank is a community bank with big ideas and home to a distinctive style of banking. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Hey, this is Steve, and out at Jiffy Lube the other day, a customer came in and said, Steve, this was my 100th oil change on this car, and you've done them all.
Hi, my name is George Farrell, and I've been coming to Jiffy Lube for over 14 years. I recently just had my 100th oil change. I'd like to thank Steve Funkhauser and his staff for the great service that they've provided me over the years. Thank you to all, and I would recommend anyone to come to Jiffy Lube to get their car serviced.
Jiffy Lube, #1 in customer satisfaction for a reason.
Well, it will be Hanover basketball. Their head coach just trying to make sure they hold on to the basketball for the final 39.4 seconds in this one. In the men's game coming up about 25 minutes or so after the completion of this game. Brian Cox will have the call of the men's contest. That shot in the lane by Mills is no good. And with 25 remaining, and another foul basket good by Mariah Flynn. Well, those 85 points, we could go to several things that have been a huge factor here today for the Quakers. The 85 points they've given up. Hanover not a really big-time scoring team, but Earlham's defense hasn't been good today. Free throw is good. Quakers turning the basketball over from the third quarter on has been a huge factor. Now we're down to our final 18 seconds, and Earlham will have to regroup, as we mentioned, and get ready for their next contest as they will be on the road. January the 11th, they'll travel to Defiance, and this one is in the books. So the Quakers, with the loss here today, will fall to 0-13 overall, 0-6 in conference play. Hanover now 6-7 overall, 4-2 in conference play. And the Quakers again travel to Defiance on January the 11th. Back here against Rose-Hulman January 18th. That is a 7:30 start time. Final score once again on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. 85-74. Hanover with the win. Thanks for being with us. This has been Earlham Women's Basketball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.